I'm Alexander Garcia Tovar. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Valimail, where our mission is to authenticate the world's communications at scale. I was at a previous company, Valisert, it was called. I was head of sales there, and it taught me the power of authentication and how a zero trust approach lets you focus on what's good and you can ignore the rest. That's a really great way to cut through the noise and to be able to take a zero trust approach to security, which I think is increasingly important with all the different types of attacks. When I saw the ability to apply authentication to one of our biggest problems, which is that email has no authentication built in, I jumped at that because email is still our either primary or secondary form of communication on the planet. Its use is expanding. Email authentication stops people from sending email pretending to be you. This was at the very beginning, kind of grabbed onto by secure email gateways, which protect people from inbound email attacks. So when they latched onto this technology, DMARC was positioned as another way to kind of stop inbound threats to your employees. Given that we're an email authentication company, we actually saw that there's value on the outbound communications as well, and a deep held belief that security doesn't just stop at your four walls, especially in the cloud era. You need to worry about your supply chain, you need to worry about the weakest link, your consumers, all this outbound messaging that is not getting authenticated or addressed by anyone. I think that ability to protect not just on the inbound, but also on the outbound is a bit of a mind bender for most people that are used to thinking of email security as an inbound solution only. I think it's a combination of both reputation and the people that we met during the process. So we were not looking to get a C round, and we met with Thomas Crane and Mike Triplett. And what I was impressed with is people who have a deep desire to have successful outcomes for their portfolio companies and willing to do all the work necessary to make that happen. The fact that they have the support mechanisms like the on-site teams, et cetera, and the fact that they've seen success over and over again, their reputation, and this is in the company's reputation and their own reputations. And so I thought that they could really be helpful in helping us in our journey to get to 100 million and beyond. That turned out to be one of the best decisions I made. What's top of mind right now is AI, as everyone is pretty much probably telling you. One of the things that I think people underappreciate is the fact that technology grows exponentially. And what was kind of a cute attack in 2024 becomes a very interesting and threatening attack in 25 and becomes an absolutely unavoidable attack in 26. I think what we're forgetting right now with all the investment going into almost exclusively AI solutions is that the best defense is a layered defense that has diverse approaches so that you can create a layered defense. We learned this through decades and decades of cybersecurity, and we seem to have forgotten it temporarily because of the funding going into only AI. So I think we appropriately are very concerned about the impact that AI is going to have with hackers being able to just almost overnight, not even overnight, over minutes, be able to develop new attack mechanisms. So I don't think that is overblown. And so I think what maybe is being overhyped is an pure AI solution to an AI problem versus multiple ways to address a problem. But where AI gets very interesting is to take the data that we are seeing from all these attack vectors and to try to weave a story together where we can actually protect the broad spectrum of our clients across all the attacks that we're seeing. I predict that machines are going to overtake humans in terms of the ability to both attack and defend. More and more, it's becoming difficult for people, especially ones not in security, but even for professionals in security, to know what's real and what's not real. I think that it's going to be machines protecting against machines. There's always a human element, especially in physical security, but in cybersecurity, it is definitely a digital race of automation. Things are changing so quickly, and because of the exponential nature of technology, we can't even imagine the types of attacks and the types of things we're going to have to defend against 5 years from now. We're barely conscious of what we need to defend against for next year and the year after. And I think if you ask people if they honestly could have figured out that we'd be in this situation 5 years ago, they probably would have maybe guessed some of it, but not nearly to the level of where we're at with AI and with the spoofing and the pretending to be someone they're not. Authentication is an extremely powerful weapon against AI spoofing, regardless of what industry you're in and what area you're in. No criminal is going to send an email saying, "I'm a criminal, please do what I tell you to do." They're going to try to pretend to be someone you trust. And so fundamental to 89% of all phishing attacks is that the sender is lying about who they say they are. That is a choke point that if we can address that, we address a very large piece of phishing and deception across the planet for email.